Hello and welcome back to the Non-League Podcast with myself, Lee Soames. And yes, it's another Tuesday, so Shaun is back with me. Shaun, hello, welcome back to the podcast.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, very well, very well. It's been very nice weather, shall we say, but unfortunately, in some cases, people are back to work, and of course myself, we have to go back to work, and some people have just been probably lazing at home, but I can't really grumble.
With some of that homeschooling now, mate, and all this little heat wave for a week, I think, it's not supposed to be a decent week from what I understand.
Yeah, I think Thursday is going to be like 30 plus degrees, which is going to be good because I'm going to have a half a day on Thursday, which is great, and I might have
half day in the garden, no doubt.
Yeah, you got it in one. You got it in one. Definitely.
Oh dear.
But you got to do these things, haven't you?
You have indeed, mate. You have indeed.
Definitely. So, to kick off the podcast, I think we should start with Kingsland Town, with them, because they got promotion from last season. They're in the Conference Premier, which is great. It's great news. Back-to-back promotions.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think that's, for back to back, that's something special, really. That's quite an achievement, really.
Definitely, because I think York City got to play in a playoff game. Is that correct? I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was a little bit sort of. It's a bit unfortunate, really, isn't it? But yeah, no. To be fair, the lads have done well. You know, back promotion. Yeah, you can't really complain, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when I spoke to Chris Henderson, Roy McCauley, and of course Michael Gash. I wish all those guys well for next season. Hopefully, Adam Merritt will stay for another season, maybe 2 seasons, and see where they go from there. Really.
Yeah, and I think to be fair, Mr. Culthouse, he's done well, really, hasn't he? He's I know obviously there's the Norwich connection, bits and pieces, and no, fair play to him, mate. Really, from what I say, I think he's done well.
Definitely. So many congratulations to them. So, Shaun, as we went off air last week, you said to me off air, you said, well, what have we got to talk about for next season, for the next week podcast? And of course, people have been very busy, haven't they?
Cool, haven't they just indeed?
Definitely.
I think the first team we shall give a little mention to is Felixstowe, who have signed a number of players.
Yes, they certainly have.
Yeah, they've been very, very busy.
Yeah.
I see they have signed Callum Robinson as the new number 1 now.
Yep, very good goalkeeper. Very good goalkeeper.
Yes. So I understand. So we wish him all the best.
Yep.
I understand he has also played Colchester, Sudbury and Grantham in his days.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's good goalkeeper, but I felt he was a bit unfortunate when he went to Stowe. I thought he could have had a bit of a run in the team from last season, but I think he went on loan, didn't he? So, but a good challenge for him for the coming season, I think.
Yeah, no, and like I say, basically all the best to him, basically, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
So where else are we? Mr. Lavelle Howell, they've also signed. I've spoken to a few people, and he's a very decent winger.
Yep.
And they managed to sign him from Brightlingsea. So a league or two above.
Yep. What a coup.
Absolutely fair play to him.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great coup for Felixstowe. Really good. But of course, they signed a few more players, haven't they? I think they signed 5 players overall so far.
Yeah, there's one more who is a central midfielder.
Yeah.
Noel Atkins.
Yes.
I believe he came from Leicester, if memory serves me right.
I think so, but you never know. We could be completely wrong, but hopefully someone might put us right.
It wouldn't be the first time, mate, I've been put right, I tell you.
And it won't be the last.
No, absolutely.
But no, because they've got a great.
No, I think from memory, that is pretty much Felixstowe's business in the week. Really, that was it was quite something, really.
Yeah, because it was over like 4 days, wasn't it? So it was quite nice to see. Like they got more breaking news coming up, and we were kind of like on the edge of our should we say, to see who was going to sign for the club, really.
Yeah, and there was another team that have been sort of quiet lately, but have started to perk up, as well as Norwich CBS. Who have signed a very good striker, Mr. Joe Jackson from Swaffham.
Yes, definitely, yeah. Apparently they've been after him for a couple of years now, I think.
Indeed, yeah. There's been 1 or 2 attempts for him, and I think for other various reasons, it didn't quite work out. It wasn't the right time. But go to Norwich CBS. To have scored 132 goals in 177 games. That's some record in any division, to be honest.
Definitely, I know that they're going down into the north side of the 309, so I think it's going to be a pretty good setup for them and for the coming season.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for Norwich CBS, really, because to be fair, they had a good start from memory.
Yeah.
If memory serves me right.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they started to sort of drop off a little bit towards the end of the end of what was the season.
Yeah.
Just before the coronavirus hit, and they just sort of fell away from the top 2 or 3 a little bit, really. Like I say, not 100% sure as to why, really. I think one of the other problems as well being playing at home at the FDC, obviously.
Yeah.
That's also a county ground for cup finals and bits and pieces, and I think a little interruption in there, little running, if that makes sense. I think could have caused a few headaches along the way, but that's football. Football doesn't stand still for us, and that's where we are, mate. Really.
Well, definitely. I've been up to where Norwich CBS have played. I've been there a couple of times. I went last season and the season before. I thought it was a very nice ground. But it's good to see that clubs are actually using it, and hopefully all the best to them for next season. Of course, they also signed Robbie Priddle as well, haven't they?
They have indeed. I believe you know a little bit about Robbie, to be honest.
Yeah, so Robbie did play for Thetford Town. I think it was like a couple of seasons ago, scoring goals which we were required to have, and he done very well for us. But he moved on to Downham Town, I think it was, and he started to score goals for them. And of course, now he's back playing for a 39 North side as well, because Downham Town was, I think they were in the same kind of league as well. But so I think another step forward for himself and his strike partner as well. So it's going to be quite interesting to see when this season hopefully will kick off in September. So which will be good because there's going to be many teams now starting to think about doing pre-season stuff and training, which is good to see as well. So hopefully that move for Robbie will pay off for him.
Yeah, and like I say, absolutely fair play to him, really. And wish him all the best, mate. Basically.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good season. Of course, they've still got Danny White playing for themselves as well. So former Thetford manager and player as well. So he will be there as well. So that would be quite good because we did play them in the cup last season at home and we beat them 1-0. But I think Norwich CBS will probably want another return fixture for either home or away, and that might be a bit different. But I don't know. We'll see what happens in the coming season.
Cool.
So what else has caught your eye then, Shaun?
What else? I see that Norwich City ladies are also re-signing a few from last season, which is
I saw that.
Good. Yeah, which is good to see. So
yeah, definitely.
The ladies in the green and yellow are being busy, which all the best to them, really.
Yeah, well, it's good to see that these ladies want to still play for the club, and they could have gone higher. You never know, but it's good to see that the ladies will come again and go from there. Really.
Yeah, absolutely, and I watched the girls play. Who did I watch them play? I think it was Sproulston ladies in the ladies' cup. I think it was a quarter final.
I think it was, yeah.
If memory serves me right.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely fair play to them. Sproulston ladies, well, they were absolutely. Their attitude was second to none, basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
That's good to see.
Yeah, but Norwich, to be fair, it was good. It was good to see. It was a Sunday afternoon up at the Nest, which is just being, I think, finished. Is it being finished off now, or is it?
I think Ben told me that it's going to be all like the reserves team and the first team will be playing their home games permanently there about October time. So, which is good. Which is good to see. Hopefully that will do well in the coming years and months as well. So that will be good for Norwich City and of course the surrounding area as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I also watched Norwich City ladies against Ipswich Town at Plantation Park. That was, that was a very wet, muddy, disgusting yuck of a game.
Yeah.
I sort of felt a little bit sorry for the ladies, to be fair, having to play in such a condition.
Yeah.
But fair play to them. But I'm sure, from what I understand, there's going to be one or two more signing on, hopefully this week, and they're going to carry on the good work, basically.
Well, it would be good to see. It would be really good to see. Shall we carry on with Norwich United, as you were saying about the ground? Because last week we were saying about a new manager coming into Norwich United, because we had Cedric leave and we've had a few players leave like Finley and of course Liam Jackson. Of course now they've got a new manager, haven't they?
They have indeed. I know it's I don't know if upset a few is the right way of putting it.
Have you really? You've upset people, have you?
It's basically Steve signed for this town towards the end of the season before coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
And he took over from Abbott just before, like I say, the coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, no games were played about, obviously, the Norwich United job came up.
Yeah.
And leaving politics to one side, he obviously accepted to go back to Norwich United.
Yeah.
And if memory serves me right, I think he saved the club from relegation, I think. When he was at Norwich United last, I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
From memory, I believe.
Well, we'll find out.
He departed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to seeing who his number 2 is going to be. I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know if you have, mate, or if you know of anything.
Not at the moment. I'm still waiting for the Dis Town announcement as well. I know they've sent out like an email and like a vacancy thing on social media, especially on Twitter. That was out over the weekend, but I haven't heard anything else about that. I've heard like a manager. I've been speaking to a manager beforehand, and he said he didn't go for the job. So that's fair enough, no problem. But we'll see what happens with that job. So that'd be good to see.
Yeah, and good luck to him, really, mate. That's all. What me and you can say from this side of the camera, mate. Really, to be honest.
Exactly, but hopefully we might have something more in detail for next week's show. So that would be quite good to talk about for next week. But we'll see what happens on that one, won't we?
I have been trying, but I haven't got anywhere. I must.
I bet you have. I bet you have.
I must have. Yeah. So no, there's nothing coming out of Brewers Green Lane, mate. Basically.
Fair enough. I see what happens there. But that bit, like I say, that will be a good point for next week if we get anything, and let the viewers know and the listeners know, of course, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So, what else has caught your eye then, Shaun?
What else has caught my eye?
Yes.
Let's go down to Suffolk for a little bit.
Okay, we haven't been there for a while, have we?
No, we haven't been there. And this will be quite a nice. It's quite a nice little story.
Right. Okay.
This, mate, basically.
Yeah.
Henley Athletic.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to try my best to pronounce this now.
Okay.
There's a team in Tanzania called Kaga Bible College. Now,
right.
I'm sure that's probably been pronounced wrong.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Yeah.
But there was a picture circulating today on social media.
Right.
Of them having the Henley kit on. So they've been donating the kits.
Wow.
Over in Tanzania, and there was a picture of them all wearing it.
Brilliant.
And I know. I just thought that was something nice and a bit different, mate. Really, that was it was good to see. And it's one of those things that could have, I just feel it should get a bit more publicity than what it actually did. Really.
Well, you hear about other clubs doing it, but congratulations to Henry. Really, I think that's a really good gesture. Especially.
Yeah, no, I do as well, mate. And I think that's why it deserves the shout out, basically. To be honest with you, so fair play and good to see.
Yeah, definitely. So, are we going to be staying in Suffolk for now, or what's caught your eye in Suffolk so far?
All right then, we'll stay in Suffolk. Let's go to Ipswich Elite FC.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The tweet I think was a little bit vague, but I see they are going to be announcing some signings this week.
Right. Okay.
So I'm sure myself and others, we are keeping our eyes firmly peeled as to who who they are going to be and everything else. But so we look forward to that.
Yeah.
But one team I want to talk about, and I know you really like them a lot. We're going to go back to Shrublands again.
Oh, my favourite team. Well, sorry, second favourite team, should we say?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to go to Shrublands now because I have seen, and I'm sure everybody else has seen, on social media, the Shrublands gaffer who have been putting the team in the sea for some training.
Yeah, well, I've seen that. Yeah.
About you, but that looks bloody freezing.
Well, personally, I wouldn't be in that sea if it was like 30 degrees anyway. So especially around here. But no, fair play to them. They're doing pre-season, and if that's what Andy wants to do, fair play to them. But personally, for me, it would be. I would not be in that sea. No way.
Yeah, but the only thing I noticed was he wasn't in the sea.
No, he wasn't. No, you're right there.
So I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. Really, I think that's a little bit. I think we should have a picture of him in the sea next time. I think.
Yeah, hopefully for next week. Hopefully he will do it. So, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
where do you want to go next? What part of the county? Where do you want to go?
So we've done Shrublands. What about? Have we got anything else in Norfolk at all?
Well, we have got something in Norfolk, but it's on the very edge of northwest Norfolk, I think.
Right. Okay. Let's go for it.
Rovers. I see for the third season in a row.
Yeah.
DES Health and Safety Consultants have sponsored the club for the third season in a row.
Brilliant. Well, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, especially in times as it is and bits and pieces, and to have 3 seasons in a row is absolutely fair play to them, really. I think.
That's really well done, yeah. So, which is good. This is what it's all about, isn't it? You want the local businesses to help out the clubs. I know there's a few clubs out there who's still looking for like sponsorships and stuff like that. So, for like track suits and stuff like that.
There is quite a few. It's quite strange, isn't it? There's quite a few asking for sponsors. I mean, asking for players is the one, I think, really. But it's been it's quite a few opportunities for people out there, really.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're looking at like even like for assistant managers jobs coming up, as we were saying about this town, the manager's job is there. So there's opportunities out there for people in the men's and the ladies' games as well. So fair play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if someone wants something out there, go for it. Definitely go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you took the words right out of my mouth, mate, really. I mean, obviously all the teams these days are on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, Instagram or whatever else is out there these days. I'm sure, it's a lot easier to get in contact with clubs these days and just send a little friendly message and the clubs will look after you from there on.
Well, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Because normally it was either done by phone or email, but but nowadays we've got social media side of it. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and of course Twitter and other means of getting in contact with the clubs, which is good to see, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And I always say more the merrier, mate. Really, to be honest with you, because I think. All these clubs, the ones that do. I mean, the trouble is having someone to do it all for them, Rick. It's not a 5-minute job.
No, it's not.
Putting videos up and the podcast you do and videos and interviews and bits and pieces. It really is. At times it can be quite hard work, especially when you film for an hour and a half, and then you've got an hour and a half to edit,
Yeah.
basically, and then add all the little extras to it and bits and pieces. That it is quite a lot of work, to be honest.
Yeah.
So no, fair play. More the merrier, mate. Basically, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully, I know there's one of our clubs who are dear to our heart, Galston, up there in the north coast. They're doing pretty well because they've got their own people who are doing their own stuff, which is good. And of course, they've got the teams now looking to do pre-season. I know the men's have already started, and the ladies are starting very soon as well, I believe.
Yeah, no, you are correct. I know Galston have started social distance training.
Yeah.
And as we speak right now, I know that Sophie is with Galston ladies on a training night, from what, if memory serves me rightly.
Yeah.
And also to do with Galston ladies, Sophie will be having some company in the dugouts for the season coming.
Yes, I did hear that. Yeah.
Hayley joined Sophie with the management team. Hayley was or is, I think it is the skipper. So she's going to be Sophie's assistant.
Yeah.
2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah.
Also, I want to give a gentleman called Matthew a mention.
Yeah.
I filmed Galston ladies, well, until I had a technical fault with the camera. Matthew was also basically, he looks after the girls for like warm-ups, training, inputs, bits and pieces. So Galston ladies is going to have, 3 members of staff in the dugout to give the girls a real good push this season.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Sophie will be on the podcast tomorrow, which will be Wednesday night. So that will be out Wednesday night or even Thursday morning. So that will be live on the show, which will be good to speak to Sophie and seeing how she got into like the background story and career and everything else, and we'll go from there. Ready?
Excellent. Look forward to it, mate. Look forward to it.
Thank you. Of course, it's good to see that people still want to come and speak to me, which is good.
Well, I can always throw people your way to come talk to, mate. If you want, you need a friend or two.
Fair enough. Of course, we've still got to do next week as well. So you're still on the list.
Indeed, we have.
Yeah. So
standing on the coast.
Yeah, go for it.
Hemsby.
Okay, yeah.
James Charlton named reserve manager, plus he is also signed on too, I believe.
Oh, right, okay. Nice.
Yeah,
good.
So, Hemsby with the reserve team. I've got the manager in place, plus he can put his boots on as and when needed. So, Hemsby, to be fair to him, being stuck in the Lowestoft, Yarmouth, Galston catchment area.
Yeah.
To have a reserve team, and that's quite some achievement, really. I think, to be fair, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I have got a question for you, Shaun. Recently, because the Premier League has started, and of course the Bundesliga is carrying on with the games going on. And I don't know if you noticed that the substitutions bench is a bit more larger than normal. They've got 9, 10 substitutes now, haven't they? But I think it might be a good thing to have in the non-league side of it, really, because I know we get 3 people and 3 substitutions. Why not change it for the non-league side? Even if we got the under-18s and the reserves team for some players and give them a bit more of a chance. You never know. If you got not say 6 and you can do like an extra 1, even 4 or 5 substitutes, it might work and benefit for the other clubs around the non-league side, I think.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I mean, if you think of it from a manager's point of view, tactical, I mean, I suppose if you have 3, 4, 5 substitutes and say for example, your goalkeeper gets injured fairly early on, that's basically one opportunity gone, and unfortunately, one opportunity for a youngster on the bench potentially could have travelled an hour and a half, 2 hours, and won't be playing a game of football now through no fault of his own or the club's, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
So from that point of view, looking at it quite deeply, I think why not? Really, I think I totally agree with you, mate. Personally, I think it's a great idea.
Well, you never know. I'd like to hear if there's any managers out there listening to this or on live or in the recording. Give us a message. See what you think of the idea and get back to us. Really, that'd be interesting to see. Really, for like the Third 09 or the North and South leagues, maybe even further down in the SIL, maybe, or even the Anglia combination, especially as Montford, and Norwich seems as well. It might be benefit for them. So, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And also like yourself, I'd love to hear what managers think of it, mate. Basically, and their views on it, really.
Yeah, definitely. I personally think it might be a good idea. I was just thinking about it over the course while watching the Premier League. And of course, you've got the playoffs happening at the moment. And I thought the game last night between Northampton Town and who was it? Cheltenham. And I thought that was a really good way of doing it because especially when you're bringing on like a 6'5" striker and maybe a left back or even a younger striker. I know that Morton played pretty well for Northampton yesterday, but it's just one of those things. I just like to see what managers and coaches think about it, even players. If whoever's listening to this, please let me know. That'd be great.
Yeah, and like I say, it would be good to hear, mate. Yeah, good to hear the people that have to deal with it. What they think, and if they were to welcome such a change and opportunity for others, really. I'm sure 9 out of 10 would definitely say give it a go, basically.
Exactly, especially with got the sin bin thing still happening as well, because I didn't think that was going to work personally, but it might work again with this substitution thing. So, but let's find out. But let's move on, Shaun. So, what else has caught your eye for last week?
I forgot, it was actually my fault. I meant to also mention, with Shaun Button,
right, yeah.
They've also confirmed a goalkeeper coach. Ross has signed. So, Shaun Button have actually signed a goalkeeping coach, and I haven't watched Shaun Button quite a few times before the season came to a bit of an abrupt halt.
Yeah.
It just shows where the club is going, mate. Really, I mean, they look after. They've got a contractor who looks after the pitch.
Yeah.
The pitch is in fine condition.
Oh,
the
yeah.
club is. I've always heard how the club is very well looked after and run by the volunteers.
Yeah.
So I think it's just typical of Shaun Button that they're moving in the right direction, really. And I think it's just a fine example of how to run a club, mate. Really. Yeah,
because we actually played when Thetford Town played them in a pre-season friendly a couple of years ago, and the pitch was it looked like a carpet. Really, it was unbelievable. Yeah. I know it was August. It was like something like this. It was like this kind of weather when we played them. It looked really, really good. It didn't have the stand. It had like the base of the stand ready to go when the stand was there. But I haven't been there recently. But credit to them. They're doing really well, and hopefully they'll be pushing for promotion for next season as well.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they weren't too far away.
No.
Until the season came to an end.
Yeah.
It was between them and Norwich CBS for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
They were both scrapping it out to have a sort of a neck and neck sort of sprint finish, if you know what I mean. And to be fair to best of luck to them, mate. I say best of luck.
Yeah, definitely. But that's going to be a very tough season as well, especially in that league, North and the South. It's going to be very tough to get out. Of course, everyone is thriving to get into that Premier Division, and of course, onwards and upwards, should we say?
Yeah, and to be fair, mate, I remember once upon a time, again, when I tried to play football, only one or two players at this, 20 odd year ago, would actually get paid a wage to play.
Yeah.
But now you hear bits and pieces how certain players and people are paid even in the lower leagues now. That was very non-existent when I was playing football. But it seems to be a bit of a common thing now for some.
Yeah, it's business, isn't it? That's what they want to do, and they want to try and push the club and the teams up further. And best of luck to them. Even if they're playing Anglo Combination League, the 39 North and South, and of course the Premier Division, and of course, as I said, higher up as well, which is really good to see.
Absolutely. Speaking of a club going in the right direction, our friends Norton Athletic.
Yes.
I see there's been 5 players that are signed this week.
Wow. 5.
Social distance training is underway.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen, but they've also released, was it yesterday or the day before, Norton's new kit.
Yeah, I have seen it. Yep.
I stand to be corrected, but was it some like hashtag Team Lazio or something like that?
Pass. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
But I also spoke with Paul about the shirt. I was really impressed with it.
Yeah.
Really, and he was saying, they're even going to release it for even supporters to buy as well if they wish.
That's the beauty of non-league football, isn't it? That's what they want, isn't it? If someone likes the shirt or likes the kit, why not? Just put it on social media. You never know. It's good to see, especially the younger kids. When I've seen them go into, like, say, Stone Market and places like that, they've got the kit on, which is great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair to Norton, for the first team in the Anglo Division 4, their reserves are in the lowest of Division 1.
Yeah.
The Sunday team have applied to go into the Sunday League Division 4.
Brilliant.
The vet side are in the NNS League. Little Norton, I think that's absolutely incredible, really.
Definitely.
To be fair to him, I know we talk about him a lot, but as people know, we like to talk about teams a lot who also do a lot.
Yeah.
Really, and they also put a little stat out on Twitter
Right.
a few days ago. And
Okay.
it was during the 2011 census, Norton Subcourse recorded a population of just 298. That was 119 households. However, Norton are now on the verge of entering 5 teams in what will be their century season, which is effectively a third of the population.
Blimey, wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, now, that just for everyone listening, just sort of wrap your head around that a bit.
Definitely.
Just sort of, but it also shows, mate, how these little villages are, rightly or wrongly, expanding at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Paul and Norton Athletic will be on the podcast this week. So I'm very looking forward to going talking to them. and that would be good to see. Definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely. So, what else has caught your eye then, Shaun?
Well, somebody else that I believe is booked in with your good self.
Yes.
Alan from the Offside Trust.
Yes, he is. Yes, he's booked in for. I know he's off in July. I think it's the 8th or something of July. So I'm looking forward to speaking to Alan and his background and his stories and how the trust got involved, which will be good to see, and for everyone listening as well, which will be good.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of time for Alan. I met Alan at Dalston.
Yep.
And we were talking, and for personal reasons, we have actually quite a lot in common, which is quite interesting and somber to talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take away any limelight from Alan, what he's done with the Offside Trust. All I would say is to go on Twitter, Facebook, and have a look at what Alan's done himself. I will let Alan just tell you everything when he comes to you for the podcast.
Yep.
But basically, with the Offside Trust, Alan has mentioned that any team's new kits can have the Offside Trust logo on. All they need to do is DM him for more information and bits and pieces, basically.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very worthwhile cause, as I'm sure your listeners will find out when you do the podcast with him, mate.
Yeah, so that will be in a couple of weeks at the podcast. So I'm looking forward to speaking to Alan and how the story went, really, and we'll see how it all goes from there.
Excellent, good stuff. Well, Norton's neighbours again, Loddon.
Yep. Yes.
Loddon United. Now, we all know that the 11 put football shirts on and they go kick a football around and do the best that they possibly can.
Yeah.
This is about the people behind the scenes again who don't get paid, who are volunteers, who have the club at heart.
Yeah.
And try and do the best they can for what effectively is a decent big village side team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, I know, that a lot of United are trying to secure grants for bits and pieces.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so much so, I believe next week pitch renovations are underway, and that's from securing grants, I believe. I might be mistaken.
Yeah. I think some of the clubs around here have got those grants, which is good to see. Especially in our area, especially when we get those winter weeks and weekends, and of course the pitches do take a battering. These grants really do help the clubs kind of survive and get the supporters back in to pay the wages, really.
Well, I remember the winter just gone. I think it was early winter. I stand to be corrected. I think it was Loddon's pitch. Basically, I can say what I want, really, within reason, without swearing. But some mindless idiot, shall we say?
Yes,
idiots went on to Loddon's pitch, which was presumably a car, and literally cut and chewed the whole pitch up big time.
Yeah.
And it was unplayable for quite some time.
Yeah, you just don't want to see this, do you? Especially in our local game, because people spent hours and hours and hours trying to get those pitches correctly, and then you get some senseless person coming along and wreck it for everyone else, and of course it affects everyone, really, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely, mate. But the moral of the story is, to leave it on a good note, is that I believe they set up a GoFundMe page or something similar of that nature.
Yeah.
And I believe local businesses, the community pulled together.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they managed to be able to have a contract come in and literally make it as good as new, if not in all respects, even 10 times better than previously.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's a fantastic little bit of community spirit in that neck of the woods, and fair play to the volunteers for all the hard work they do to, again, make football happen, mate, basically.
Yeah, definitely, especially when the manager is actually going to be talking to me, hopefully this week as well. So either going to be, I'm going to do it Friday or Saturday of this week. So that would be good to listen to his mark of the club and the teams as well. So that would be that'd be good to see as well.
Excellent. Speaking of your neck of the woods now, I understand that the town reserves have started social distance training.
We have, yeah. We started last Thursday for the reserves team, and also the first team have actually started doing the social distance training tonight, which was put on Twitter earlier on today, and of course Facebook. The chairman Nigel there done a bit of a post there and tweeted it all out, so which is good. And of course the players have to take their own hand sterilisers with them, so you know, hopefully they've got them with them and go from there. So that's good to see, really good to see.
Speaking of Bedford, mate, I understand the clubhouse is going to practice opening. Is that right?
Well, kind of. The committee have got a, which I am available, by the way, for Friday. We're going to do like a kind of a pre-opening to get the clubhouse running, but we won't be able to go into the clubhouse. It will all be outside, of course, social distancing and everything. So we'll see how that is going to run on Friday, and then hopefully the clubhouse and the club will be open, and the outside area will be open on Saturday. But we're just waiting to find out all the basically cross the T's and dot the I's, shall we say, at the moment.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I noticed with some more lockdown restrictions easing from July the 4th, hopefully,
definitely,
we'll be able to see a few bums on seats and feet in grounds again, mate, in the future, hopefully.
Well, definitely, because it's all going to be kicking off on the 4th of July, so you know you're going to have more people doing social distance training. Hopefully they're going to be cutting down the 2 metre rule to 1 metre rule, hopefully, which has been set out by the government, I believe, so which is good, all good. The pubs are going to be opening, so let's see how it all progresses. Hopefully we won't have a second wave of this virus, and then hopefully we can start doing more pre-season, getting the pre-season games underway, signings as well, and then starting the new season in September. But it's all waiting for that green light.
It's actually feeling a little bit like we're getting there a bit now.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when people like, of course, in our business, you know, horse racing is still carrying on for the last few weeks now, which is good to see. I know they still haven't got like spectators in the grounds at the moment, but no, at least it's all going ahead, which is good. And also my business, what I do at the weekends, that's going to be opening soon as well. So another month's time, we'll be opening that as well, which will be good to see as well.
Excellent. Speaking of opportunities,
right? Okay.
I believe this deserves a mention from our good friends at Norwich United.
Yeah.
Basically, there is a position available for a coach to help with the under-21s and the under-18s.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so Alex and co are looking for a little bit of help with the youth setups, and to be honest, that's a good opportunity for somebody to go to a club like Norwich United, who you know, are definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like I say, Steve has got some big boots to fill. He's going to be very much aware of that.
Yeah.
But even before the management change at Norwich United, when Alex was assisting with the under-18s.
Yeah.
They were always, at the start of the season, were definite, keeping up with Dis and Yarmouth to begin with.
Okay, yeah.
And then unfortunately, in youth football, the teams in that league sort of suffered because obviously the first team or reserves would play on the main pitch.
Yeah.
It would be middle of winter, it would be cut up to hell, and it simply would not be playable.
No.
And to be fair to Norwich United under-18s, they had a lot of games called off and postponed as a result of that happening.
Yeah.
And they just sort of lost their way a little bit, really. But you can't blame them because they weren't playing regularly compared to some of the teams that were playing regularly.
Yeah.
And it just really messed up their momentum, and it cost them really. But the foundations of the club, for me, are second to none, mate. Basically. Yeah,
I do agree because Norwich United. They were up there. I believe they were second in the 13-9 Premier Division, and they were going. So you just don't know. You might have Finley Barnes and Liam Jackson still there. You just don't know. But we just don't know. What was going to happen, do we? I do agree with Norwich United. But most of the teams in the 13 and even the North and the South leagues, and even the Anglican combination, they're all progressing in the right way, and I would say that even in the Suffolk leagues as well, the SIO, with Henley and you've got the clubs down at Achilles as well. They're doing the same thing as well, which is what we want to see.
Excellent, good stuff.
So what else is on? I was going to say, what else is on your list?
There's a little bit more. We've got to keep these viewers entertained, mate. We've got to keep them on the edge of their seats, haven't we?
We have. Or we could just wait for next week, but no, we won't do that. We're not that harsh.
Sheringham Town.
Sheringham, yes.
Sheringham Town. I see they have signed Seamus Bobby. I think he comes from Great Yarmouth. I think.
Yeah, I did see that. That's a really good signing for them as well. It's good to see that these players want to play for these clubs, which is good, which is really good.
Yeah, fair play to them. And I know Archie has also committed to the team again for another season.
Good.
That Archie will be with them. But Seamus Bobby, the new addition for Sheringham Town, mate, really. And like you say, decent player, lovely guy.
Yeah.
Best of luck to him, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good. This is what we want to see, especially that league in the Anglican combination. That's going to be a very tough league again. It's going to be very, very strong. It'd be good to see a couple of those teams next season as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting how it's getting. Well, it's I suppose like in all levels of football, really, and even in the ladies and certain parts of the Sunday League. How it's getting harder each season, really. Teams are looking after pictures.
Yep.
They're doing things behind the scenes to raise funds, to invest in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So, it's getting harder across the board, mate, I think, really. Which makes it good for me and you when we go to a football ground with a video camera, though.
Yeah, it's quite interesting with the. They notice you with like an iPhone or a camera. It's like, they're here to record us, and then which is good. And of course, these podcasts as well, which we'll do on a regular basis. You got to do these things, haven't we?
We do try, don't we, mate? Basically, we do try.
Definitely, we do try.
I've got a question for you.
Right. Okay.
What do you think to Stowmarket releasing two players to Felixstowe? One of them being, as we mentioned, Callum, the number one.
Yeah.
Did Callum play for? No, I don't think Callum did he? Did Callum play for
Stowe?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did play.
Yeah, I ignore that from me, but Stowe letting go of two players to Felixstowe, mate.
Well, maybe if Rick wants to speak to me or yourself, Shaun, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of it. And he may have some more plans for some new players coming in, which is good to see, really. And we'll see what happens, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm up for talking to the people about bits and pieces and so forth. And yeah, definitely, I think that'll be having a good chat, mate. Basically.
Yeah, definitely. That would be good. So, Rick, if you are listening, or if anyone from Stone Market Town is listening, give me a shout or give Shaun a shout on DM or give us a text or anything, and please let us know. That will be good. And of course, you may feature on the Tuesday Night podcast, which will be good.
Excellent. Speaking of which, eventually coming to the end of the list, mate, I'm afraid.
Ah, damn it.
Well, I'm sure some people will be glad not to hear me anymore for an hour, but yeah, we can't go on for too long, can we, really? But,
not really, no.
Ipswich Exiles.
Yeah.
Full respect to them, I think it deserves a shout because, again, it's all about raising funds to be able to do those bits and pieces. But they've got spare kit and brand new footballs, basically.
Brilliant.
It's just one of them little things that people wouldn't bat an eyelid to. But it's just a case again of volunteers behind the scenes working hard to make things like that happen, mate, really.
Yeah, definitely. Which is great to see. You want to have people like that at your clubs, working really hard, not even getting any money for it. It's just brilliant to see. It's just great to see.
Well, again, mate, like I say, I remember when I was playing, when we were warming up, we had 2 footballs if we were lucky.
Yeah. You're right there.
And that depends, and one of them was normally flat anyway. So it's like you say, it's good to see clubs splashing the cash in the right areas. But full respect on raising the funds to do so and looking after the club to do that in the first place, mate.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we're going to wrap it up for now, Shaun. I thank you very much for joining me on the podcast.
Yeah, mate, it's not a problem, and look forward to the next one.
Which will be next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. and hopefully everyone who's listening or looking back at on the podcast, I hope you enjoy the show, and we will see you next time. So for now, bye for now.